Welcome back, Arcadians. How you all doing, guys? It's been a long time, isn't it? Well, that whole time I was in here. I haven't moved. Oh, life just gets in the way, doesn't it? So I haven't uploaded that many videos. And, you know, the game's finished since you last saw it. I only had one marquee light up. Now I have the second one up. It's all finished. And I'm really pleased with it, guys. Really am. Now, I've done a little video on how to put these together. It's not the best DIY video, but this is not a DIY channel. So bear with it. But it will give you the gist on how to make it. So this is basically housing Electrocoin Goliath marquees. Why? Because I brought a job lot of them and I wanted to make use of them. And this area above the cabs is about a foot between the top of the cab and the ceiling, and I thought I can't put any artwork up there, so what a great idea it would be to maybe light these up in a box. And it's turned out much better than I expected. It's fantastic, and you can change them out. So, you know, if you get bored of one of them, all you have to do is lift this top lip and you can pull them out. Because Electrocoin didn't make the best marquees, but it's what we got in the UK. It's what us Brits remember in the arcade. A lot of Electrocoin marquees housed in a Goliath or a MIDI like I've got here. But they are slightly smaller, those marquees. So yeah, really chuffed on how that's finished. Because you can see some of the artwork like Wizard Fire, it's not the greatest, is it? It's like a real brown muddy look. It's not the best. Samurai Showdown's cool, I like that. All of these are cool actually. The ones I've got up on the wall are really cool. But I've got a load more that aren't that great, so probably won't be going in there. But still, I love it. So Electrocoin are a London company. There they go, look. They made the Goliath, the MIDI, they made like a Neo Geo type equivalent to the Lord's Veil. They made a couple of drivers. So a well-established company back in the 80s. I think they're still going as well. They are still going. They make lots of fruit machines, modern day machines. And if you go up to the arcade club, you'll see a great example of an amazing lineup of Goliaths that Andy Palmer has at the arcade club. In fact, in this video, you'll see that because I've been up there recently with my son, and we did a little walk around video. So there's a lot to see in this video, guys. I've got pickups. I'm going to show you how to make this marquee. Also got a little walk around of my mate's little meet he had. And we're going to just sit down and have a chat about what I've been up to. But let's just have a look at these cabs for a minute, because there's been a massive change in here. Like one massive pickup, which I didn't even mention in my last video, which is Donkey Kong. I can't remember. I can't believe, sorry, that I didn't mention this. You know, it's just such a big game. It is one of my favourite games, and I didn't even mention it in my last video. You know, when you're doing these videos, you're not bouncing off everyone. You know, I don't write anything down, so it's hard to remember everything that I've picked up, and I'll probably forget everything in this video again. But yeah, this is an amazing pickup. I brought this off an old friend of mine I've known for years, who does some fantastic restorations, and he sprayed this cabinet. So my Sky Skipper is laminated, and this one is sprayed. You can tell the difference when the light's on it. It's slightly duller, but still, it is amazing. And the monitor, it's the best looking monitor I've ever had in any Nintendo game. It just looks brand new, so I'm well chuffed with this. So this has got the Donkey Kong remix in it, which you can change just by pressing the button down. And I'm going to show you an adapter in this video actually that you can buy, so you can play Junior and DK3 all in that one cab. And the plan is to have another adapter in Sky Skipper so I can play Popeye, which gives me an extra 3 games. So I'll have 5, so what was it? Yeah, no, I'll have 6 Nintendo games to play in these 3 cabs. Amazing, isn't it? And I'm not getting any more Nintendo cabs, that's it. I like this setup. It's my favourite. I'll have them all my favourites in these, which is great. So yeah, that is a big pickup. That is one, because I regretted selling that last one. You know, I don't know why I sold it. It was quite beaten up, but it was all original, and I do like that. I don't know why I said I sold it. I think it's because I was moving and stuff and I didn't really know what space I was going to have. But now I've got this lovely space. I know exactly what I'm going to have in it. As you can see from my last video, I've got the outzone marquee installed, and I've got loads more marquees I'm going to show you in these pickups that go into this electrical MIDI, which is great. I've got to sort this out. This is just really bugging me at the moment. This marquee holder, it's rusty. I need to take it off and respray it. I need to change the buttons around, maybe get servo sticks in there. And I've got a pickup related, actually 2 pickups related to this cab, which we're going to look into a bit later, because at some point I'm going to have some emulation in here, just to check out new games and to join high score challenges and stuff like that. But I do prefer having original hardware in this cab, because you just play it, you stick it in for a month and you try and beat your high score, you get further into the game and you enjoy the game more. You know, when you've got a whole list of games in the cab, you just flick through and never end up getting good at any of them. So my advice to you guys, yes, emulation's great, but if you find a game that you really love, try and get original hardware if you can afford it. I know it's not cheap, but at least you get better at the game. And there is slight differences with emulation, you all know that. I've also got to tell you, Super Hang-On, I've been playing a lot and I smashed my last score. I managed to get a faultless run. I got 20 million on Super Hang-On on the beginner's course. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it when I got to the end. It was just unbelievable. It was just such a great game. It was so perfect. So really now I need to move on to the next course. So there we go, guys, look, 20 million. I need to move on to the junior course now. Now, the junior course is easy in the first 2 stages, but in the 3rd leg of the game, it does get really hard, some really tight corners. So I'm really enjoying that. And you know, there's a guy, Martin, who's making a FPGA board for this, so you can play Hang-On in there as well. So I can't wait to get that in there. And you know, look at Deluxe, looks brilliant, doesn't it? I can't believe I managed to get this for 550 quid. It's amazing. One of my favorite cabs in here. It's just beautiful. You know, I've got the high score save kit in there with Lunar Lander and Asteroids. Robotron now is fully working. I had loads of issues with Robotron and my good friend Phil sorted them out. I mean, the board on this is really bad. It's had some acid damage over the years. I think I overpaid for this cab. I really did. You know, you really got to look at what you're buying, guys, when you're buying a cab. Make sure you get all the pictures and make sure, you know, you're paying the right amount of money for what you're getting, because, you know, I think I overpaid for this cab. I need to sort the light out for that. Now, the console area. Look at this. I've got a sofa in here, which is not staying. I'm going to get a nice, what I want is a Bond villain chair. A swivel chair, 1970s leather. So my cat Rufus can sit on my lap and I can eat cream cakes and make a total mess of it. But yeah, it's just too big. It's comfortable, but it's too big, but it's better than garden chairs. So that's just temporary for now, because also I want a nice desk chair as well, so I can sit there and play the console stuff. As you can see, love my console stuff. I've got Scramble running. Now, I played Scramble at the arcade club and nearly finished it. I got right to the end and didn't defeat the boss. I was gutted. I've never finished Scramble. I've never looped it. So I thought I'd give the BBC Micro version a go. It's a faithful conversion. As you can see, it's beautiful graphics and sound. The BBC did have some great arcade conversions, early arcade games, that is. And here I've got Kiki Cubicle, which is a lovely little puzzle game for the NES. Beautiful game, really nice. It's one of my latest pickups. And this I'm playing for the London Gaming Challenge with Lewis. Sorry, Lewis, I haven't been uploading many scores recently. I've been so busy, but this is called Bang Bang Ball. I think it should be called Bang Bang Bollocks. It's awful. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll play it. I'll play it for the challenge. It's all right. But yeah, I do like High Score Challenge. And this, I got this wrong in the last video as well. This is Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. I got it wrong so many times. I've invested so much time into this game. It's brilliant. If you like space simulations, well, it's not really a simulation, it's very arcadey, but it's like Elite. Travel to galaxies, you can join different guilds, you can join the police or the pirates. I've got a massive ship here that I'm doing lots of trips, lots of illegal cargoing of alien supplies, stuff like that, drugs and whatnot, and I'm raking it in. So I'm slowly upgrading my ship. What a fantastic game that is on the Switch. It's Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, guys. Let's get it right. The Mighty Vectrex. The Mighty Vectrex, I've been playing Vector Patrol, but what I want to show you is the new audio tap, which I've got from Charles Tweedy, which I've had some issues with, not with the tap itself, but the installation of it. It's not easy. There's a bit of soldering to do, guys. And there's something wrong with the socketed chip in here. So I'm not getting stereo sound. So I'm gonna have to give it back to my mate Mark and see if he can fix that. But it's beautifully made. So this is the next one up on the last one, which I've got. This is this one. So the difference being that this plays the Atari Vox, which is the speech box, through one channel. So you don't have to have the speech coming out of the speaker of the Vectrex. It all comes out of your main speakers, your main amp, if you've got that set up with the audio tap, and it sounds amazing. Whereas this one, the older version, you had to have it out of the speech out of the Vectrex speaker, which is fine, you know, but being a connoisseur of Vectrexes, I like all the latest things that people bring out, and it's just great for the hobby. I love it. It's really, really cool. So here you can see, this is all going to change, guys. It's not how I'm going to have it all set up. I want to have a GameCube down here and some other consoles. I'm going to change all this down here, but I have had a little rearrange. I've got all my SNES games like this at the moment, so you can see a bit of artwork, because I'm going to get more SNES games. Probably these 3 shelves will be filled with Super Nintendo games. That is the plan. Get my collection back to where it was, because I sold a lot when I wasn't working with my broken arm. And I've got something to tell you about my broken arm as well. It's not good news, unfortunately, but we're getting to that. So yeah, let's sit down. Oh, let's just show you this bit of artwork I've put up on the wall. So this is a original Sheriff Nintendo flyer, and this is a bit of concept art which I got because I love Super Metroid. I think that's pretty cool, but I'm not sure if they're going to stay there. I'm a bit funny about artwork. I've got to buy my time, find something really special, because I want something up here as well. But yeah, we'll see how we go along. Things change, don't they? You know? So I'm going to sit myself down there. We're going to have a chat. We've got loads to talk about. We've got tours, we've got pickups, we've got all sorts of things. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the old Nintendo Arcades. Good to have you back in here. I'm in here all the time. I just don't upload videos as much as I should do. I think it's because I'm still sort of in the process of, it's finished, but not exactly how I want it. And I've been kind of fiddling around with things with the games and stuff, and the marquee light and various other bits and bobs, and just time. You know, it's having the time to upload video. It does take a lot of time to put ones together sometimes, you know, especially this one, because I've got lots of different videos and outtakes from other sources which I've been doing, which you're about to see. I do enjoy doing the update videos and the gameplay videos. Again, if it's just time, guys, just having the time. But we've got loads to talk about this week. I want to go straight into it with the marquee lights. I know a lot of you have been asking, how did I make it? How much did it cost? I probably could have made it a lot cheaper if I'd had a garage or a workshop to do it in. But I don't have that facility, so I had to do it all in the garden under a marquee, because we had rain. We've had a terrible summer. Rain and wind lifting the marquee up, so I had to abandon it in the middle of the garden. But I guess if you were doing it in a shed or a workshop, you could probably knock it up in a day easily. And the wood and all materials come to about 180 quid, something like that. It's quite expensive. But again, I went into sort of Wix, which is our local English DIY merchant, and I brought all the wood to the right sizes, all sanded, all finished, really nice, and just glued it all together, cut it down and glued it together. But you know, if you've got all the tools to do all that, you could do it a lot cheaper, but I don't have that. And I'm certainly not going to do it in here because you know, this is not a workshop, this is a games room, and I want to keep it dust free. And that's the difference, isn't it? A lot of you work in your games room and create a mess. I hate that. I hate it. I hate dust over my computers, over the cabs. I hate it. Everything has to be done outside. But I got it done. I got it done. And I think that's why I don't do many restorations these days, because I just don't have the facility, a garage or a workshop to do it in. I'm quite capable of doing it. And I've got the tools for it, but I just don't have the facility to do it in. But if you have, you could do it like me, do it in the garden, do it under marquee, or in a tent is an ideal situation. And you should be all right. So anyway, I'm just going to insert this video now, which is basically a few videos I shot over the period of me making it, okay? And see what you think. Absolutely pouring with rain now, and I've set myself a little marquee up. So here we are, guys. So what I'm doing now, you can see it's all together, and what I've done is this bit of wood here is slightly further out than this bit at the top. So when you put the marquees in, let's just show you. You put them in like that, they're level, because this one sticks out that little bit further. Okay, just a bit of hardboard on the back, on here, 2 bits of wood that go all the way through, and that's what we're going to fix it to the wall with, these bits here, and not this bit. And then I put this tracking on. It's just an L-shaped bit of PVC that goes all the way along, stops the marquee from falling out at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to get this tracking in. I've just got this last bit to do here, and then we're going to put the top bit on, which holds the marquee in place. Right, so now we've got the tracking in place, you can see, put the perspex in, it's dead level from top to bottom. Okay, but there's nothing stopping the perspex doing that, tilting that way, or falling out the top. So what I'm going to do, put this bit of beading in, get this from Wix, right, and then tack this in on top of the PVC, like that, so it creates a little channel, a little groove, which will stop the PVC from going inwards, like that, okay? And that's going to do that all the way along, so I've got to tack that now, a few pins. And I've chosen this beading here. If you look down that beading, it's got a curve, so it lets as much light in as possible. So what you don't want is a big fat piece of wood right up against the marquee, because it's going to stop the light from getting through. So hopefully that, well, it will work, because I've done the other one. It lets as much light in as possible, but at the same time holds that marquee in place. So I'm going to tack that in now. So now you can see I've actually screwed that little bit of beading that goes all the way along. Can you see it? So that lets the light in, but also stops the bezel, or the plexiglass I should say, the plexiglass from moving back inwards, okay? and it slides all the way along. So you've got a nice groove all the way along there. Now of course you could dowel that if you wanted to, but I don't have a router, so I've done it this way. Okay, so now we need to put the angle. I've got some metal that's going to hold plexiglass from falling out of the top, which is basically this. Now, the problem I had before, of course, see, I need to get access to this inside, right? So we need to open it up. So before I used wood, but the wood was so thin that the wood was splitting. So then I tried gluing these hinges on, and the glue just came off after a while. Well, it came off first go, believe it or not. So what I'm going to try is, Fraser, a friend of mine, suggested this tape and taping it to the wood. So we're going to try that and use that as a hinge. Right guys, next we need to cut the perspex. Now you can get this stuff from Trent Plastics, but it is expensive, so I thought I'd buy a sheet of this from Wix. It is acrylic glass, it's about 60 quid a sheet, and it's enough there to do the whole thing. But the trouble is cutting it with a knife. So you scribe it over and over again, and then it's supposed to snap with the pressure. If you put it on the edge of a bench here, like I've got to sit up and put some pressure on it, it's supposed to snap. But it doesn't, because it's so long and so flexible, you can't get equal pressure all the way along. So I've tried jigsaw with fiberglass blades, still cracked the glass. So I ended up doing it with a grinder and basically cutting it and melting it at the same time. But it does do the job. If you can draw a nice straight line, you've got a steady hand, you can cut this with a grinder, but you do get a lot of burr on here that you've got to take off. Just be careful, because it is quite sharp. I've had a few splinters off of this, and they go quite deep. So yeah, grinder, steady arm, and you can cut this into the strips you want for your marquee. So now it's all painted, it's in the arcade. We're going to put the LED strip light in. This is the one I've got, and I've actually got one with a black lead this time, so you can't see it against the wall. The one up there, I actually ended up painting the wires black because they stood out like a sore thumb. So we're just going to thread this through the light box. I've made a little hole that end, so I'm pulling it through and go all the way to the end here. And then we'll cut it to the length we need. So guys, it's all in, cut to length. Now all I'm going to do is peel off the back and stick it to the back of this, so it doesn't come down, doesn't move anywhere. Right guys, the problem I had with the other one was how to get access inside so I could change the marquees over. Now originally I went with these dollhouse hinges, really tiny hinges that I screwed into the wood, but the trouble was it was splitting the wood, because the wood that went along here was so thin. It has to be thin, and the screws are just going through and splitting it. Then I tried metal, and then I tried epoxy resin to glue this on, and that just come off. So a friend of mine, Fraser, recommended this tape, which is like a industrial tape, very strong, very sticky, and I've run it all the way along the top bracket. Now it can hinge. Look at that. That is never coming off, because all of the force is pulling this down. It's got nowhere to go, and just the weight of the angle is holding these in. Look, you can't pull these away, and they just sit in the groove that I've made down here. So there you go. So now I've just got to stick the longest length on, which goes all the way along here, and then I've got to raise it up there, which is the most difficult bit, to be honest with you. But yeah, we're nearly there. We are nearly there. Just trying out some marquees, and you can see it's pretty damn cool. Now, really, what you want to do is get different colours. I've got a lot of blues in here. I mean, I haven't really picked any of these marquees because I like the game more than any other game. I'm literally using these up because I've got so many of them. And this is what we saw back in the arcades in England, were these electrocoin marquees above a lot of the Goliath cabinets. So I think it's just nice to use these up. Some of these games I've never played Spin Master. I need to check that one out. I've played all the others. Muscle Bomber is also obviously Slam Masters. Magic Sword I've played on SNES. King of Dragons, I've played that in the arcade, and of course we all know Street Fighter. So yeah, that's it. 5 of them in there. I think that looks pretty damn cool. Now what we need to do is get it up on that wall. Well, there you go, guys, it's on the wall. And if you've got any questions about how to make that, if I didn't explain it well enough in that video, just send me a question in the comments below, guys, and I'd be more than happy to answer anything related to those marquee lights. But moving on, got to move on now. Have a sip of my rum and coke because I'm getting a bit dry. The arcade club. Went up there with my son Josh. We had a fantastic time, didn't we, Josh? It was great. So we went up to Nottingham first, see my old friend Ben, and then we drove to Bury, Manchester. The arcade club is really the mecca for us Arcadians in the UK. Is the place to go with all the latest machines and all the classics and pinballs as well. It's an amazing place. You remember I did the Sky Skipper reveal there 3 years ago now with John from John's Arcade. And I know John's done a couple of videos of the arcade clubs. If you ever want to check that out, guys, go over to John's Arcade's YouTube channel. He's done some great videos of the Arcade Club Bury. But I'm going to put a few new ones in here now because it has changed a little bit. And as soon as you walk in, you see those that whole line of electrocoin Goliaths. It's absolutely amazing because that's what we remember back in the day. And an amazing sight, it really is. Josh had a fantastic time. He loved the driving games. He was on that Outrun 2 most of the time and on level 1 and 2 where all the young girls were. It seems like all the old gits and geezers go up to the top floor where all the classic arcade games are, and the young kids go on the 1st and 2nd floor where all the latest dance games are, where all the girls hang out and stuff, which is okay. I ventured down there. There's a few interesting games that I'd give a go. There was this really weird horror game that you stepped into, had curtains, and it was sort of blowing air in your face when there was kind of like jumpy moments in the game, and it's like an on-rail shooter. It was cool, but not something you'd have in a home arcade, but it is cool just to have that little experience for half an hour with a mate, 2 of you, you know, in the chair firing at these horror stuff. It is pretty cool. And they seem quite popular with the young kids, so if that's what brings people in, you know, that's what's got to happen, isn't it? The pinballs, I had a go. They had like an Iron Maiden pinball there, which I was really excited to play. But because all the music was loud and the games were loud, I couldn't hear what was going on. And I found it really difficult to get into the game because I just couldn't hear it, you know. It's not the ideal situation to play new games you haven't played before. It's all right if you know a game, you know the music, but if you want to get into a game, you can't hear it. It's difficult. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with that because I really wanted to try out Iron Maiden and get into it, but it was just too difficult. I had Ghostbusters there and a few other new ones. I mean, they really show up the new pins with the LEDs, the new lighting over the old pinballs. They look like totally different machines out of a totally different era, which they are, I guess. They just look totally different. Much more attractive to the eye, the newer ones, when you compare to the old pinballs with the dimmer lights. But, you know, I guess if you just had a line of old pinballs, it wouldn't matter. But when they're together, it don't look right at all. But yeah, it was such a cool 2 nights. Really enjoyed it at the time with my son. Met up with Sean Holly and Jimmy, Charlie Farr, Tony at the bar. I've got to mention, Tony's such a top geezer. He's always got some party trick. Had this wallet. opened up this wallet and it just ignited into a load of flames. It just totally shocked me and Josh. We was like, what the hell? You know, it was just some party trick that he actually invented. It was pretty cool, actually. And then he just closed the wallet up and then all the flames just died down with it. It was really cool. Didn't see Andy Palmer. He must have been busy out the back. Don't know what he's up to, but never saw him. But yeah, it was a good experience for my son to go and see all those old games together like that. And I've done a couple of videos, so check these out, guys. This is me having a little wander around the arcade club, playing some games with my son Josh. Look at this shot. A line of Goliaths that you've never seen before. How many here? God, so many. Salamander, classic. Grazar, Black Tiger. Look at that, Slab Fight. Rastan Saga. Terra Cresta. Nemesis. Superman. Ghosts and Goblins. I love all these Electricoin marquees. It looks absolutely awesome. Defender, Space Invaders. Josh, you enjoying yourself? Look at this. Robocop, WrestleFest, Aliens 1942, Star Force, Galaxian, Pac-Man. So many games to play. Bank Panic. Got a PCB of that. Shinobi, Paradius. What a beautiful marquee. Look at that. Bubble, UN Squadron, R-Type 2, Vulcan Venture, Rygar. Love Rygar, absolutely love Rygar. Superb game. Snow Brothers, Twin Cobra. Look at this, there's no one in here, we're in on our own. Mappy, what an unusual cab this is. Look at this. I know my friend Ollie used to have this cab. It's got such a huge marquee on the top. Look at that. Atari Super Sprint, Football Champ, Renegade, Arkanoid, Rainbow Islands, Outzone, my favourite game. Look at that, guys. Got the Outzone marquee. Be playing a bit of that later. Ghouls and Ghosts, New Zealand, Wonder Boy, Mickey. How many Electricoin Goliaths are there here? It's got to be about 50, I reckon. Look at that. Look at that row, guys. You never see anything like it. Never seen anything like it. What an amazing place. Final Fight, Sunset Riders, Pac-Land, Space Invaders, Super Space Invaders, Super Pang, Tetris, Hyper Sports, Toki. And then we get on a few drivers here. Stun Runner, very unusual cabinet this. Look at that, guys. Sega Rally, Rave Racer, Outrun 2. Then we've got Time Pilot, 1984, Monkey Mole Panic. APB, lovely Super Hang-On, and a Xenophobe, a Ridge Racer, an Outrun, a Crazy Taxi, an 18-wheeler. This is just the top floor, guys. Jungle Hunt, a lovely Taito example of Jungle Hunt. Another Taito game, Elevator Action, Double Dragon, Commando, look, a dedicated Commando cab. How cool is that? Super Chase HQ, Off-Road. We've got a lovely Hot Rod. We're going to be playing, Josh, we've got to play this Hot Rod. It's a great 4-player game. Really cool game. Lovely Namco Pole Position. Virtual Striker, Speed Buggy, Italian Millipede. So many cool games, guys. I just can't get over this Electricoin Goliath row. It's just unbelievable. And we've got a lovely example of a Zaxxon there. Really unusual game that's come out with sort of isometric viewpoint. Satan's Hollow, another rare cabinet. Look at that. And then we've got Operation Wolf. We've got a Tron, Rally X, Gallagher, Disatron, Berserk, Scramble, Gorf, Popeye, Mario Bros. So many cool games. So many cool games. Time Crisis, Karate Champ. We've got a lovely Nintendo R-Type here. Look at this. Beautiful cabinet. Always wanted one of those. Fantastic game. And this Time Pilot, Centauri cabs, Phoenix. Fantastic game that is. And look at this Tempest, guys. Such an unusual cabinet. Absolutely love Tempest. Look at the artwork on that. Such a fantastic colour vector. And then we've got the classic asteroids. And we've got more down here. Hyper Sports, Track and Field Afterburner. Bagman, used to play Bagman in my local arcade in the joke shop. Mr. Do, lovely Universal cab. We've got a Zookeeper, I think that's my old Zookeeper. Tubing, Centipede. So many cool games. So many cool games. Black Widow, Tapper, Cubert, Dig Dug. What an amazing place. Oh, let's not forget Food Fight, because this is a beautiful cabinet. Look at the side art on that, guys. This is just the first floor of the arcade club. It's absolutely awesome, isn't it, Josh?
Yep.
Top score on Sega Hang On.
Let's go.
Oh, I got my name right. Never get my name right. Love this game. Oh. Oh, that's it. So there you go, guys. If you haven't been to the arcade club, you must take a journey up there. It's a fantastic place. Can't recommend it enough. I'm going to take Josh up to Blackpool Arcade Club next time. I know he wants to go there. Josh had a fantastic time with you, by the way. It was absolutely awesome. And yeah, we've got to do Blackpool next time, which is opening up. I don't know if it's this year or next year, but I'm really looking forward to that. He's got one in Leeds as well. If Leeds is any closer to you, might be worth checking out the arcade club at Leeds. But yeah, what a place. Unbelievable. But anyway, moving on quickly, because this video is going to be extremely long otherwise. I met up with a good friend of mine, Chris CNP, who designs lots of games for the Vectrex, Frontier being one of them, and Big Blue. And I think he's in development for another game very soon. But yeah, I did a game room tour of his place a couple of years ago now. An amazing collection he's got. And I always like to do a little walk around video when I'm at his place, just to show you what he's got. It's a lovely little collection, it really is. So check this out, guys. This is at my good friend Chris's house when he had a little mini meet last month. Right, guys, so here I'm at Chris's, and I always love coming around to Chris's house because he's got such an excellent selection of console games, Vectrexes and arcade stuff. Look at this wicked poster he's got on the wall. And underneath here is my old Space Fever. I've really enjoyed playing that today because it's got a multi-game in there, and it's got Lunar Land, a space launcher, which I used to own. which is really cool. Look at that. Beautiful Nintendo cocktail, which is one that I restored a long time ago. It's nice to see that in good hands. We've got Vectrex here with I think it's World War or Word War V. Some weird game he's got going on the Vectrex. It's pretty cool. Plays a little bit like Scramble, cross between Scramble and Defender, I would say. Look at that lovely Vectrex arcade stick. And then he's got Space Duel set up here. Horizontal Vectrex there. Some lovely speakers. And loads of goodies. Wagon wheels. I haven't seen them for a long time. We've got a lovely dedicated Arkanoid. Beautiful cabinet. Little cabaret. Look at that control panel. Lovely bezel. Can't remember who done that now, but it's absolutely beautiful. Might have been Rich actually. Power drift is down. And then he's got a pinball machine, which is the Getaway, which is supposed to be one of the best pinball machines. With excellent gameplay. I know my mate Dave's got one of these. Absolutely loves it. And then we're going to walk into here. There's another little gaming room. Got a little ISIS sub-electro. A little English jammer cab. Not sure what he's got in there. I think that's Mr. Do's Castle or Mr. Do's Ride. Fun little platform game. He's got his DMD up there, Robotron, Space Harrier, Gyrus Marquees. And here he's got another little English jammer cab. I'm not sure what this is. A Vartec. And he's got Hypersports running in that. Lovely little game. And on this side, it's got some asteroids artwork on the wall. It's got a beautiful Outrun cabinet in absolutely mint condition. He's got an Electricoin MIDI, same one that I've got, and he's probably running a Williams a horizontal multi game in there. So he's got Robotron. And he's got a Donkey Kong arcade machine, which I think is a scratch build that he put together. He's done a fantastic job of that. And in here, in the garage, he's got more. He's got a Tutankhamun. Have we got lights for here? It's a bit dark in here, guys, but he's got a lovely pinball here. Look, Heavy Metal Meltdown. Looks like Eddie Van Halen. Shame he doesn't play as well as Eddie Van Halen. But it's a cool little game. Really cool little pinball game. So that's this section. Oh, look at this artwork on here. Really cool. I do love Chris's collection. And here we've got two more vertical Vectrexes set up. We have got the amazing Tempest. Look at this controller. One of Vertvic's controllers. It feels so industrial. It's so nice, actually. Don't need to own the arcade cab when you've got that. Look at that. Fantastic game, Tempest. One of my favourite games. Look at that. Running perfectly on the Vectrex. And then we've got... what is this? Star Wars. Running on a cart. He's got his own cart for this. Look at that. He's the king of Vectrexes, is Chris. Awesome setup. And do you remember his Game & Watch collection? He's got a fantastic collection of handheld tabletops. Most of it now has actually been sold. He's been selling a lot of his Game & Watch collection off because he just feels like he's got too much, but he's still got a nice selection here. Thought I'd show you. Brings back so many memories. Look at that Defender tabletop, love that. Lovely boxed Mario Brothers Game & Watch. Missile Attack, which is one I've got, or Missile Invader. I'm actually looking for the Champion Racer. Looked exactly like this, but it was a car game. That's the one I'm looking for. Astro Wars. Remember that back in the day, Caveman, Firefox. All really cool games. Look at those lovely boxed tabletop Game & Watches. Really nice. And do you want to see his Vectrex collection? Here's his Vectrex collection. It is just absolutely amazing. Look at it. Look at all these homebrew carts. Look at that. Robot Arena, Head On, Chimney Hunt, Asteroids, multi-carts. And then we've got the homebrew games up here. Frontier, the one he made. Big Blue, Vector Blade. What else have we got there? Warrior, Protector and Yahtzee, Space Frenzy. And then we've got all the original ones up here. Crazy Coaster, Mail Plane, Tour de France, Star Castle, Pole Position, Polar Rescue, 3 very rare Vectrex games you don't see come up very often at all. This one I'd absolutely love, Pole Position, but you just don't see it come up. And Star Castle, fantastic games they are. I've got most of these, so all these come out in the UK. Berserk, Bedlam, Solar Quest, but these were US only, so they're very hard to find. And then you've got at the top there, Vectarians, Vector Pilot, Vector Patrol, 3 games you must own on the Vectrex. And Yahtzee, and Protector, I think they're brilliant. Absolutely stunning Vectrex collection. Then over here, he's got a beautiful Defender cocktail, Williams Defender cocktail, which you don't see very often. And this is one of those ones that was found in the box. So it's new in box. Of course, it's not new in box anymore because we've all been playing it. But I've been playing it. And I always thought that this would be a difficult game to play on a cocktail, but no, it is definitely not. I've just broken my high score, which was 171,000, and I thought I was going to get 200,000, but I just missed it by about 10,000. So it just goes to show that this plays really well. Look at that control panel, guys. Absolutely beautiful. I love the way the buttons are all lit up here. Williams definitely made the most beautiful cocktail arcade machines I've ever seen. The Nintendo ones are nice, but they're a bit bland. They look a bit 70s IKEA, don't they? Compared to this, look at the colour. Just absolutely stunning. I used to own a Robotron cocktail, but this one beats it hand down. It's beautiful. And over here, he's got an Asteroids cocktail, which is really nice. So he's got a great selection of games. He's got all his records up there. And his robots. Look at the size of those robots. Then over here, he's got a little Game & Watch collection. And some little Lego pieces, which is nice. So that is Chris's collection. We're just having a little gaming meet here. It's really nice to see him, and a few of the lads have turned up. So I just thought I'd do a little game room tour. Well, guys, what can I say? What a fantastic collection Chris has, and it's always a delight to be there at these little mini meets that he has and meet all my other little friends. My little friends, they're big guys, really big guys, a lot of them. It's always great to see you guys, fellow Arcadians, and just chat, play some games, chill out, and do some deals, as always. Chris, thanks for having us, mate. Always a pleasure. Really nice. Right, moving on. Got to get through these pickups, guys. I'm going to have to put my glasses on, so you might get a bit of reflection. A little bit of glare, unfortunately. This was a game listed as untested, and I haven't even tested it yet because it is a Tekken game, and I don't have a Tekken adapter to Jammer. I've got to import one from America, buy one from America, which is not going to be cheap. But it is the fantastic Rygar. I've been looking forward to getting this game. Now, it might not even work, who knows? But I'm going to get it fixed. We're going to fix this and we're going to have it running in the jammer cab. I love Rygar. Since my friend Lewis, who does this high score challenge, and guys, if you want to join in with a high score challenge, it's called the London Retro Gaming High Score Challenge. He's on Instagram and on YouTube. I'll put links in the video below if you want to join the challenge. It's just a bit of fun, you know. And I first played this game on Lewis's challenge. I remember it from back in the day, but never put as much time into it as I did into the challenge, and absolutely loved it. Rygar. I mean, it's just the atmosphere. I love the atmosphere, and I do like running sort of. They're not run and gun games. It's more, you know, what would you say? An action game. It's just an action game. You know, kind of bit platformy. You know, bit D&D. I do like my D&D. You know, a few monsters and stuff like that. It's cool. Such a cool game. So it was really nice to pick that up. Of course, it's untested, but it don't come up very often. And if I can get that going, I'll be over the moon. So we'll have to come back to that. More arcade stuff, and then we get onto the console stuff. Marquees from Ollie. Arcade Art Shop. If you want arcade done, head over to Arcade Art Shop. So these are all marquees I've made up for my Electrocoin MIDI. I plan to get another one to have horizontally. So some of these games I haven't even got, but I plan to get. Juno First, one of my favourites. So I wanted the marquee for that, so I can make it into like a dedicated cabinet for this Juno First. I love Juno First. So that is a fantastic marquee that you've done. He done some excellent work, Ollie. He worked with me on the Skyskeeper project. Just such a top guy. Jackal, which I have the PCB of. Remember, I did the video of it, guys. So it's nice to have a marquee for Jackal. Look at that. We've got some Neo Geo stuff. So I've got a Neo Geo 1 slot, which is jammer. So I can play Neo Geo games in my jammer cab. And this is Polestar. So I have original Polestar MVS cart. Now I have been toying with the idea, guys, of getting a Neo Geo cabinet. It's like a Lord's Veil. Because I do like the MVS. But it would mean slaughtering one of my cabs, getting rid of one, and I'm not sure I can do that yet. But I do like the idea of it. There are some fantastic Neo Geo games. Commando, which I have a PCB of. Nice to have the marquee for Commando. Look at that, guys. I just love the fact that I can swap these around, put the actual original PCB in there and play it like a dedicated cabinet. Windjammers. Fantastic Neo Geo game. This is a favourite with the ladies. My partner loves this game. Ladybug, I like this game. It's a good game. Kind of a bit like Pac-Man. I'm not a big fan of Pac-Man. Never have been, even when I was a kid. Didn't like Pac-Man, but I do like Ladybug. So that's a really nice marquee. So I'm on the hunt for a Ladybug PCB. I don't have one. Gradius, God knows what that would set me back. But it would be cool to have a Nemesis stroke Gradius board, wouldn't it? That would be cool. And I've got to have one of my favourite run, write and fight type games. It is Dungeons and Dragons. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Big D&D guy back in the day. Love Dungeons and Dragons, and it is a fantastic game. Really enjoy that. And this is a game that I have a PCB for, although it is a bootleg. It is Black Tiger. And I am struggling with Black Tiger. You know, I haven't got big scores in Black Tiger. And I was chatting to Sean Holly and he was kind of showing me how to do it. So I need to put a bit more time into Black Tiger. It is a good game. So, marquees. Right, before I forget, they're not pickups, but these I want to sell on. I used to own a Nintendo Space Firebird. So if you've got a Nintendo Space Firebird cocktail machine, these are overlays. So normally they get rubbed off with people's knees. So I've got an original aluminium overlay. I've also got some sort of aluminium foil based overlays, although they're a little bit creased at one end. That's my fault for not storing them very well, but these are very nice. And I've got some glossy vinyl overlays. So if you've got a Nintendo Space Firebird, let me know if you're interested in them. Happy to do a deal on those. I want to move them on. Right, console stuff. Actually, one more thing before we move on to the console stuff. This is the latest Pyjama 2, which I've just recently picked up. This is the latest one, the premium one. It's got all the gadgets, got a volume switch on there, and it's also got a color switch on here, and it is Wi-Fi compatible. So any updates, if you've got Wi-Fi in your games room, it'll update it automatically. I don't have a PC, so it's really handy for me. Automatically updates all the games. So this will be my emulation for the Jammer Cab, to try out vertical games only. Eventually, I guess I'm going to need to get a horizontal one. So there's about 4,000 games on there. There's a lot of crap on there, a lot of Mahjong games. So I'm going to have to filter through there, but I'd be interested to compare what these are like with the original games. I mean, everyone needs a bit of emulation. You know, you're not going to own every PCB, right? And why not get some emulation just so you can play the game? It's pointless not having some sort of emulation just to try out a game. So yeah, I thought this was a route to go down. Obviously, everyone's going on about the Mister. I'm going to try that route as well. I'm going to try both routes down the line. I will get a Mister, but this is my first step into emulation for a Jammer Cab. I thought I'd go with this. It's fairly cheap. This cost me under 100 quid to get all set up. Although my good friend Paul Higgins, got a big shout out to Paul, who's helped me with this, put this together, put all the games on there, and walk me through the whole thing. Paul, you're a diamond geezer, mate. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And we are going to try this out. I'll probably do another video on that, because this one's getting on for an hour. So we'll do a video on this separately, okay? That will be my next video. We'll do that on my next video. Right, console games. Some really nice ones here. Kiki Cubicle, which you saw me playing, had it set up already. Beautiful example on the NES. Love this game. Really nice box example. Have you not played this, guys? You owe it to yourself to play this game. Look at the cover art, box art. Absolutely beautiful. Well worth getting. Gumshoe, another black box game to add to my collection. I'm going for a complete black box PAL collection. And I'm going for very good condition ones. This is in really nice condition. But it's not the Mattel one. Really nice, boxed. All on eBay, guys. eBay, social media. It's places to go now, isn't it? In fact, there's not many games on eBay at the moment. I think everyone's swapping over to Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. But yeah, it's in lovely condition. Really chuffed to get that. The NES collection is going to be all boxed. I'm not going to have any loose games unless I really have to. I've got one loose game. What is it? I can't remember. It's quite a hard game to get hold of, but really I'm looking for box games. This is a lovely example of North and South. If you haven't played this, it's kind of like a turn-based strategy game, but it's so basic and fun. It's not very deep, but it's very cleverly done. It's a great two-player game, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing this when I first played this a few years ago. So really chuffed to get a boxed version of North and South. Lovely condition. Look at that, guys. Beautiful condition. The manual. Fantastic game. We'll have to do videos on all of these at some point. And then we have a NES game, which I used to own years ago. I don't know why I sold it. Pirate Hijamaru. This was an arcade game, but this is the Famicom game. I think it only came out in Japan. It's a fantastic little puzzle game for the Famicom. Really pleased to have this back in the collection. And then we've got Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Massive fan of Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins. What a franchise. I mean, what a game. There's another arcade game I'll be looking for down the line. And I want to get the Mega Drive version of this as well. It's supposed to be really good. So I'm excited to play this on the Game Boy Advanced. And then we've got, I picked up some Joy-Cons. Mine kept drifting, so I was in desperate need of some Joy-Cons. I saw these in a game shop in Wantage, not far from me. They are the Zelda ones. I know, Whitney, you picked a pair up. Let's open these up and have a look. They're not cheap, are they, Joy-Cons? And I just hope that when they bring this new OLED Nintendo Switch out, that they've sorted the drift problem with the Joy-Cons. But these are really special. Big fan of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. One of the best games ever to be released on any Nintendo system. So, there we go. Let's have a look, see how that looks on the actual machine. That'd be interesting to know. See what it looks like. Yes, nice. Look at that. Does it look good? Does look cool, doesn't it? Yeah. Looks bigger. I don't know why. Really pleased with that though. Have to get another set as well, I think. For kids, when they're playing Minecraft, then I'll push it up and down really hard. Yes, I've got them with this, which is Zelda Skyward Sword. Now, I haven't played this Switch version. Obviously, I played it back in the day on the, was it the Wii or the Wii U? Was it the Wii U or the Wii? Can't remember what came out on there. I struggled with this. I think a lot of people did. I think it was quite a slow starter. It took ages, maybe an hour, 45 minutes to get into. Compared to Breath of the Wild, you're straight in there, aren't you? Straight into the game. This just takes a long time. If you can just get past that beginning, there is a really good game to be found here. Some good dungeons as well that a lot of people complain about that the Breath of the Wild didn't have. Well, this has got them in it, some really good dungeons in it. So I am going to venture back into this at some point when I've finished my space game. Picked up a Mega Drive game, Japanese, don't know what it's like, but it was what? I think it was 18 quid, box complete. Japanese import of Whip Rush. It is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up for the dreaded Mega Drive. Don't know what it's like. It's probably not one of their best shooters, but I'll give it a go. 18 quid, I don't think that's too bad. Not too bad at all. And I did like the box cover, really nice. So let me know, guys, what is that game like? I've got no idea. This is uninteresting. So this I brought off my friend Chris, and I brought it for my brother. I'm going to give it to my brother as a birthday present because he absolutely loved football. I hate football. I'm a rugby guy. But he used to play this all the time. I think it's Kevin Keegan's football. But yeah, he used to play this all the time. So I'm going to get some batteries in it. I think it's plays really shit. But he will love it. He will love it. Very early electronic game. Made in Japan by Tomy. Don't know what year. I would say early 80s. It's got to be early 80s, isn't it? And my last game is another BBC Micro game, Stock Car. Stock Car, and that is another Micro Power game. So I'm collecting all the Micro Power games. Oh, and I've got some lights from a fellow friend of UK VAC. These are for my Robotron. They're just spare fluorescent lights. Can't do without them. And that is it. That is all my pickups. No, we are not done. I forgot. This parcel from Mattis in Germany. So I bought a load of games off Mattis. I really appreciate it. It's been waiting to open this for a month. It's been sitting here. So I thought I'll wait until I do the video. Mattis, I've bought a lot of stuff off. He's given me lots of stuff in the past, so he deserves some time in a video. So it's been interesting to see what he's given me. As always, he gives me sweets. Loads of sweets. Super Mario Haribo. I've got to give those to the kids. Josh, you can have some of these. I'll save you some sweets, Josh. Princess Peach. Not good for my teeth. Not good for my teeth at all. What have we got in here? Dude, what have you given me? Alien Syndrome on the Wii. I don't remember buying this. That is cool. I've never played it. I think it's a top-down sort of twin stick shooter, isn't it, Mattis? But nice, thank you very much. Appreciate that. What we got in here? Right, Monster Hunter Rise. It's a notebook. And we've got a load of Atari manuals here as well, which go with these boxes which I've brought off him. So I've got Exevious. We've got Dig Dug. Just to start off my Atari 7800 collection. Super Huey. Crossbow. You ever played Crossbow in the arcades? It's quite fun actually. It's a little bit like Chiller. Do you remember Chiller? And we've got Pole Position 2. It's all nice manuals to add to some games. Now I can't remember what I brought off him, but let's have a look. Oh. What's happening in Germany at the moment? Not a lot. Not a lot. Right, here we go. Boxes, empty boxes. One on... Oh my God, look at the cover of this. Oh dear, that is definitely not going to be on my shelf. Look at it. Look at the cover of that. What are they wearing? Oh my God. What are you saying, Mattis? Super Huey. Nice box. No games as yet. Ace of Aces. And we've got a Crossbow box as well. So I've got to look out for these games. I don't think the games are included in here. It's just boxes I bought off him. Give you a good deal on these boxes. Here we go. Here's the games. Here's the games. Exevious. Bit rattly, that one. Mattis. What's going on in there? Exevious. Donkey Kong Jr. Be interesting to see what that plays like. One of my favourite games. Pole Position 2. As I say, I think the 7800 is probably the best of that Atari system. Karateka. And Choplifter. And we've got one more box. Oh, no, that is it. That is it. That's what I've got off Mattis. Mattis, thank you so much for that, mate. Really appreciate it, especially with the extra goodies. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and keep playing the games, and I'll see you on the next one.